Welcome to the Romance Report. I'm Maisie.
I'm Megan.
And this week we are talking about The Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. We love this book so much. So the quick synopsis, the Duke of Ashbury is a war-scarred hero that needs a wife, and all he cares about is that she's of childbearing age, of respectable lineage, in desperate need of money, and willing to share a bed with a scarred whore of a man, in his own words. So, simple enough. And Emma, our heroine, is the estranged daughter of a vicar who's been working as a seamstress since she was about, 16? And the book starts off, she shows up at Ash's house wearing what's described as a unicorn vomit wedding dress that she made for his ex-fiance, who is just a real twat of a person. We'll get that out of the way right here and now. And this book has some of my favorite tropes. It has marriage of convenience, the grumpy loves the sunshine, and scarred hero, and the ever classic, there's only one satay at the abandoned house in the countryside. Classic. You see it almost too much. This was my first Tessa Dare novel I ever read, and I ended up reading her whole backlist because of this book, and I loved it. And Megan, I actually recommended it to you when you wanted to start getting into historical romance. So what's your favorite parts about this?
Ash. I mean,
Ash.
I love Emma too. I stand them both hardcore. And I've said this on Bookstagram, I've said it to you, and I think we might disagree on this just a smidge, but honestly, most extra bougie hero I've ever read. I mean, he's just a delightful asshole.
He is.
There's no other way about it. He insults people in this
for fun, a hobby.
Syrian language, and it's the most ridiculous thing. But I'm saying page 3, 4, 5, I was yep, here we are. We just see him at his worst, but it's his worst and his best. There's no difference.
He is simultaneously being the worst and the best all at once while playing indoor badminton and just insulting everybody around him. Yes. And I just really love that type of energy.
Yes.
And want to channel it myself. I would argue that the most extra hero, and I just need to put this out there, is Lord Beelzebub from Lord of Scoundrels. I think
he is up there. And I mean, I feel it's even just in his name.
Yeah, I know. But those two to me are some of the most extra and just dramatic heroes that we have ever seen. And then Emma is just this delight of a human being, and I love her so much.
I feel she truly embodies everything we would look for in a heroine.
Oh,
sure. She will grab you by the collar
or
ear or whatever. Takes zero shit. But she's also at her core, just a really kind-hearted and just good person.
One of the things that I think this book does so insanely well is the build-up to the consummation of this marriage is one of the funniest sequence of events I've read. When Ash is yeeting that cat that just coitus interruptus, and he's just taking that cat and whipping it around the room because it's attacking him.
It turns into slapstick comedy.
I know. And it's so well done. And I just was in tears the first time I read it because it was so goddamn funny.
That damn Breeches.
I know, Breeches. I love
So I feel we also have to talk about the pet names that keep coming up. Emma is remarkable at these. It all comes up because she doesn't know what to call him. They go through his, given name and all this stuff. And he's yeah, just call me Duke. And she's yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing that. So it just I mean, you have your normal darling, my dear, sweetie. Then it kind of gets into sweetling.
Yeah, and she's sweet me.
Sweet me. At one point, he finally tells her he's following things is what you can call me, and that's it. And one of them's stallion. You dick. I'm not calling.
I know. She is so clever, and I love that she recruits all of her friends too to help her come up with nicknames, because it's just it's so fun. And Emma talking to her group of just misfit women.
Oh, that crew is amazing.
Yeah,
she goes to this Penny's, right?
Yeah.
That's her name, Penny. She goes to her house and she's got like what, like a hedgehog and a
hundreds
goat.
of animals.
There's just like this weird array of
menagerie. Like that was such a highlight of the book too, like their friendship. And obviously it's because it spans the series, but like they are just like some boss ass bitches.
And they just take her in and they're like, well, you got to deal with that one. So we might as well help you out.
I know. And I love it that they like welcome Ash in too so well.
Yes.
And they're like really loving, and they even tease him. Like, I think one of the best things about this is Ash has built his like entire mental personality around being this like scary, monstrous person inside and out. And then all of these women are just like, cool, bro, like not so much.
No, you don't scare me. You're actually beautiful.
Yeah, you're just like this big softie.
What kind of scars you have, and you have a really pure heart.
Yeah.
So. And I think that, I mean, I don't know if we want to segue into this like right away, but that is like the very core of his issues, is that he is so insecure and does not think that anyone can love him based on his looks alone. He thinks he's just completely frightening.
You know, just like his emotional vulnerability with Emma and like his willingness to be like tender and gentle with her. It's really touching and really moving to see the way that he transforms and like softens and really just is this person that needs love, and just like we all do.
But yeah, like you said, it's so relatable. And I think it's really unique that female readers can relate so much to a male character. Yeah. I think that's fascinating.
And him being so dramatic was also very relatable. Yes. Especially for you, I feel like.
I honestly just felt like he was constantly giving a performance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you know that he would be a drama kid. Like, you know that 100% he would have been a high school drama kid. He would have pursued it in college, and then he probably would have made it big in New York on, like, Broadway or something.
Right. And I feel like he would have been, like, a method actor that, like, yes. Like, wears those, like, like knee-high boots and, like, has, like, a play sword, because you never know, when you might have time to practice or really get into character.
And you know what he is? He's the monster of Mayfair. So he's
a vigilante.
Yeah, he's like a scarred Batman running around Mayfair, just like beating up assholes. Yeah. And we love it. We all stand a king. Okay, what is your Steam rating for this one?
So it was like 3 and some change, because I originally gave it 3, but upon reading it again, I was like, once they get going, they just really don't stop. They don't, and which is totally understandable, but it's kind of constant, and I feel like it gets hotter and hotter, even when it's like rushed and like panicked. Mm-hmm. And I love that we get to see that side of them too. And that is one of my favorite things, when the relationship evolves in the book and we actually get to see them as a couple.
Yeah, there's a transition from like, we need an heir to like actual intimacy, and it's really well done, and it's like a very subtle flow throughout the book, and then at the end you're just like, oh my god.
Because they acknowledge it kind of in their heads, mm-hmm. like we know what's happening, but they don't acknowledge it to each other till like almost the very end. But that doesn't make it almost makes it better. Like, well, you don't know how much she loves you.
I know. They both are just like these big, soft squish balls of scrumptiousness, and they like are just like melting for each other, and they don't like say it, but everybody knows it, and I just love it. I agree that this book, like with the Steam rating, was like a 3 and some change, very in the vein of all of the other Tessa Dare novels that she's written.
The sex scenes are beautifully written, tasteful, but like also super hot, which is what more could you want?
So 3 words to describe the novel.
I would say hilarious, fast-paced, romantic.
Cute. I would say swears in Shakespearean, because that's at his core, that's what Ash is all about. And just, if you are interested in the book, some content warnings. There's discussions of emotional trauma related to physical trauma. The heroine was slut-shamed by her father, and there's like some beautiful retribution for that, which is really great, but just be cautious of that. I think those were the main ones that I picked up on, but always feel free to message us if you need any other details.
Yeah, check Goodreads. A lot of people will typically put those on there too. So I also think that it's really, really important to note that the audio book version of this is remarkable. Like, Mary Jane Wells, for those of you that our big audiobook listeners, I mean, you know, she's kind of all up in all of the the best historical romances. Is she's a lot of times the narrator for them. And this woman is just incredible. Like, because it is really fast paced, but it's perfect. She goes back and forth between these like voices, and even like when he's being extra, she has even a different voice for that. Like the pacing is just phenomenal, and she really captures how bougie he is. You know, I don't know. I want to listen to it all the time because she's so great.
I think I said this earlier, but this book is like my go-to recommendation for anybody looking to get into historical romance, because the writing is just really like fluid and leaps off the page, and it's just fun and warm and lovely. And I think it's a really good transition from contemporary romance to...
This was my first historical recommended by you, and for a while I didn't really look back after I read this one.
Yeah.
Like contemporary what? I
know. Same. So what is your star rating?
5, 7, 47.
Yeah.
The limit does not exist.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite Tessa Dare books. One of my favorite books. It really is up there.
It is, yeah. I mean, I just read it for the first time this year, and it is up there with my top 5 for sure.
5 stars all around. So that about does it for the Duchess Deal. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, share, comment. Let us know your thoughts, but only if they're nice, because we are sensitive. And then join us next week where we talk about Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hibbert. I can't wait. I'm really excited. Bye, guys.